The triangle helps so I can tuck the arms under. So the head's at the top, that goes under. So she can still move her arms if she wants, but she's not getting to her face and waking herself up. Okay, the other arm just goes under the triangle. It's just a matter of twisting there. Then normally her blanket is what holds her into place, and then she can't move. So that's one that works for me. But there's other ways.
She gets wrapped with the arms down. Most babies like to get wrapped with their arms up, but she does a lot better with her arms down. Wrapped quite tightly. There, little one. She needs a little bit of room to move her legs. Then she can poo in the night. She needs to wiggle. All ready, aren't you, darling? There.
We usually go market shopping at least once or twice every month. I think it's really important to involve them in the shopping because it helps them learn to make the healthy choices for themselves.
Do you know where they grow? Do you know where do mandarins grow?
Trees in the garden.
They grow the trees in the gardens. Well done. Good boy. Does that look good?
There's a pomegranate.
They're growing all over
Yeah.
the trees all over our neighbourhood, aren't they? They're everywhere, but they're so sweet, especially when you have them in salads. You can put them in other things as well. They need to get a little bit redder. When they're a little bit red, so like this one, they're a little bit more sweet. They're nicer when they're fresh, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're a kid growing up in the city, you really don't get much understanding of where the food comes from. Even though we have tomatoes in our backyard, it's not quite the same as going to a full-scale farm and being able to see trees and things being harvested and things like that.
And where does the honey come from, Jin?
Bees. Honeybee.
Honeybees, good boy. That's the whole honeycomb, that's where they lay it.
It hasn't been processed at all. It's in its total natural state.
Yep. It's right off the beehive.
Yeah.
And the bees say, "Where's my honeycomb?"
We're going to get some parsley? Which one's
Yeah.
parsley? There's lots of green around here. Which one's the parsley?
I think it's this
Nice.
one.
Parsley's pretty cool. And you can eat. You can eat fresh parsley. It's beautiful. It smells.
I think it's very important for them to know where the food's coming from, and it definitely helps them feel more interested in eating it. It's not just something that's served to them sliced and diced on a plate. Who lays the eggs, Mr. Jensen?
They come from chickens.
Chickens, and where do the chickens live?
On the farm.
That's right.
Which olives are we going to get today, little girl?
The small
We're going to get the small ones? Yeah? Where do the olives come from?
They come from trees.
Yeah. And do you remember how big they had to be? They had to be like this big before we picked them.
Yeah.
We just try a couple of the little ones. And the little ones, they're from Mount Zero in Victoria, and they've got lots and lots of flavour. They might be small, but they're really, really flavourful. There you go. Thank you. There you go. Yum.
The NDIS is a new way of delivering supports to people with disabilities, their families and carers, irrespective of where they live in Australia. You need to be under the age of 65 at the time you acquire the disability and join the scheme, a permanent resident of Australia or hold a permanent visa to live in Australia, and you need to be living in Australia. It is an insurance-based scheme, which means that every Australian can be comforted by the fact that if they acquire a disability or a loved one does, that they will receive the kind of supports they need for the rest of their lives.
There is such a relief as parents of a child with an additional need to know that their disability needs will always be met within the NDIS system.
The NDIS was developed because there was huge differences in each state about what services were available, who they were available to, and whether there was enough resources to meet the need. Really, it was crisis driven. The NDIS is a significant change. The individual is at the centre of their own choice and control about what supports they require and who provides them to them.
The NDIS is a more personal plan. It caters more to the individual child.
The best thing about the NDIS is that comfort as a parent, knowing that monetary part is taken care of and knowing that the service doesn't stop. It's there next year.
I think one of the most positive things about the NDIS is that it is a system that grows with your child. As your child's needs change, the NDIS program will change accordingly.
It's really comforting knowing, we get to December and we do a new plan. It's actually quite exciting to sit there and think of your child's goals for the next year and where you want them to be, and you've got someone to talk to about that.
I'm excited as a parent that my son will have the opportunity to be empowered and to be able to take control of his own life, set his goals and aspirations, and determine the supports he requires to achieve that.
We're very happy with our current plan. It is everything that we expected and that we feel is necessary for our daughter at this point.